Good evening, folks. Just taking a walk in the middle of the jungle at nighttime here in the rainy season in the tropics. I'm up in the mountains, so it's cold. It's cold up here. It's like you could see my foggy breath in the air, which is normally not a very common thing up here in the tropics, even in the mountains. Anyways, fitting that I'm in the dark doing this video because I wanted to talk about transparency and vulnerability. Check out the road sign. Look at that. Taking a stroll down Banana Lane. Yeah, so vulnerability and transparency. Now, one thing I notice about myself is that I have no problem being transparent. I don't know why, and that's not to say that I don't get self-conscious or defensive or protective, but as far as the person I am and the things I've done in my life, the things I do in my life, the thoughts that go through my head, everything, my past, I got nothing to hide. Maybe part of it is I don't feel like I've done anything that's so awful that I feel like I have anything to hide or protect. Although that's debatable because, even if you have evil thoughts and you don't necessarily act them out in the physical, who's to say who's to say you're a good person if you have evil thoughts, basically, even if you don't act on them. But years ago I just realized how pointless and futile it is to try to hide anything, and that it's in your best interest to be transparent, even just from the perspective of realizing that you're only helping yourself by being straight and honest with yourself and transparent with yourself, because then you can take a good look at everything, and even in doing so with other people, it's like if you can share your stuff with other people, there's a chance that they could support you with whatever you're dealing with, or that you could support them by being transparent about about who you are and what you're dealing with, and showing them who you are within that, and how you're going to deal with it, and how you're going to, how you're going to live a solution to any of the things that you might not like about yourself, that you might want to change about yourself, that you might have shame about, that you might feel like that maybe you need to hide. But again, there's really just no point. And not to compare myself with others, but I find that's a really hard thing for most people to do. And I really do question that, people not being able to share what exactly they're going through. It's like I'm an open book, and if you're not real about the stuff that you're going through, it's like, how can you really support other people? I find that people very much like it when you are transparent and vulnerable, and you show them that that it's nothing for you, that you're not afraid, that you don't judge yourself, and that things that they think are just like the worst thing ever, that they just could never share or open up about, or they just can't stand to face it. It's like, yeah, it's no big deal. It's like, stop pretending that everybody isn't going through crazy stuff and doesn't have crazy thoughts and haven't done crazy things in their life. Like, guys, I've fucked up in so many different ways. Who cares? I mean, if you're intent on correcting yourself and changing yourself and fixing your mistakes, then, like, really, why would you still hide? The only reason would be just because you don't plan on changing it. Because even within the act of exposing things and being transparent, you're risking that point of potentially changing it. Because as soon as you face something that you see is unacceptable, then what's the next obvious commonsensical step? Oh, I have to change this thing that is unacceptable. That's why you would even hide it in the first place. So I don't know. Maybe you guys see it differently. Maybe I got this wrong. But I don't see the harm that can come from just, being an open book and just sharing, like, what you're actually going through. You know what I mean? Like, whether it's your booze addiction, drug addiction, your porn addiction, the various ways that you abuse yourself, the way you treat other people, the mistakes you've made, if you've done violent things. I mean, like, whatever. Because if we don't, like, what's going to be the consequence of not nipping these things in the bud and just being open and transparent about the fact that, like, oh yeah, I've got problems, I'm not perfect, I've got things that I need to change, I've got things that I need to fix. And maybe the reason why so many of us are so ineffective at doing those things is because we're afraid to be vulnerable and open and transparent with ourselves and with each other in our relationships. And that's why we don't end up creating a culture and nurturing relationships where these things can be dealt with and questioned and challenged, and where solutions can be proposed and implemented. So yeah, that's it. That's really the point. Be transparent, be an open book. I mean, to anybody who's doing that with themselves, and to anyone who knows themselves, you can't really fool them anyway. Even if they don't know all the details of your life, a person who's being honest with themselves can see through you and read you very easily. So that is maybe something that has to be questioned too. Is it even really possible to hide? All right, guys. Thanks. I'll see you next time.